When you're a culture seeker, history buff, foodie, or just looking for a relaxing spot for your next getaway, Mexico City has it all. From ancient Aztec ruins to delicious tacos and dynamic marketplaces, we'll show you our top 10 things to do when you're in this vibrant capital city. Number 10. Xochimilco. Cruising along an ancient Aztec waterway while sipping on a beer or piña colada, Xochimilco offers a Venetian experience in Central America. The vast network of serpentine canals is beautiful to explore, and colorful party boats make it clear that this is a place for relaxation and gatherings. Before colonialization, much of Mexico City was made up of similar canals, and Xochimilco remains one of the few reminders of this history. Visitors can take a taxi boat from one spot on the canals to another, but the more popular option is to charter a boat for less than $20 per hour and cruise up and down the waterways. Bring your own snacks and booze, but there are many vendors selling food from their boats. One of the oddities in the area is Isla de las Muñecas, Doll Island. This creepy yet fascinating corner of Xochimilco is brimming with dolls in various states of disrepair, all of which supposedly house the spirit of a young girl who drowned in the canal near the island. Number 9. Coyoacán. In this area of Mexico City, you'll find solitude. Lined with cobbled streets, colorful buildings, and plenty of green spaces, it's hard to imagine such a quiet paradise exists in the middle of a city of more than 20 million. One of the easiest ways to see this neighborhood is on one of the colorful red trams that offer a variety of tours, from canteen to English-speaking, and some even provide pet-friendly tours. Marketplaces selling local wares are numerous in Coyoacán, and the Mercado Artesanal Mexicano is one of the best. Exploring reveals locally crafted items like scarves, bags, rugs, clothing, and more. Haggling is acceptable here, so make sure you negotiate for the best price. Street art is always on display while wandering the neighborhood, so be sure to pause from time to time and enjoy the free art displays. Number 8. Basilica de Guadalupe. One of the most visited pilgrimage locations in the world, the National Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe attracts millions of visitors each year. The new basilica sports modern architecture and can hold up to 10,000 people. For those who are religious, attending Mass is an unforgettable experience. Offering Mass almost hourly, they are all held in Spanish. You can also leave your mark by lighting a candle at the back of the church. Purchasing one is easy if you don't bring your own. There are several chapels on the grounds, one of which dates back to 1531. Get lost exploring the expansive history on these hallowed grounds. Number 7. Chapultepec Castle. Everyone loves a castle, and from its hilly home overlooking Mexico City, Chapultepec Castle doesn't disappoint. If the sweeping views aren't enough to impress, take in the opulence of the lavish interior and bask in the glow of floor-to-ceiling stained glass windows. Built in the late 1700s under Spanish colonial rule, the estate passed hands to the French nearly 100 years before becoming the National Astronomical Observatory in 1878. Just 5 years later, the castle was transformed into a military college that shared space with then-President Porfirio Diaz. The heritage site and museum preserve this unique history and display local artists and a stunning collection of horse-drawn carriages. Number 6. Palacio de Bellas Artes. The Palace of Fine Arts is housed in one of the most iconic and recognizable buildings in historic Mexico City. The building's facade has neoclassical and Art Nouveau influences, and each dome is covered with intricate designs of iron and crystal. The top floor is dedicated to larger-than-life murals, and the rest of the building contains several themed museums and exhibits. Non-permanent exhibitions frequently change, so every visit feels fresh. Number 5. Palacio Nacional, Mexico. Mexico's National Palace is the seat of the federal branch of the Mexican government. The building has office spaces for Mexico's president and federal treasury. The National Palace is also home to one of the most important and extensive libraries in the country, with walls covered in impressive murals. One of the biggest claims to fame, however, is the artwork on display from Diego Rivera, one of Mexico's most beloved and famous artists. His works depict the history of Mexico, from the Aztec creation stories to the post-revolutionary period. The central location was first used as a place of power by Aztec Emperor Moctezuma II in the early 1500s. It was destroyed by colonizers and rebuilt by the Spanish in the late 1500s in the style you see today. Number 4. Zocalo. The Zocalo is a massive open square that has seen more than its fair share of Mexican history. When the square was being repaved in 1789, the earth-shattering discovery of the Aztec calendar was made and can now be seen in the Anthropology Museum. The square was also central to the fight for independence, such as removing the monument to Charles IV. A major market used to exist in the footprint of the square until it was looted and partially destroyed by an uprising in December 1828. It wasn't fully cleared for another 15 years, making it one of the largest squares in the world. Dancers, musicians, and performers often line the square, and parades and protests rely on the Zocalo. Number 3. Templo Mayor. Templo Mayor lies in the heart of Mexico City. Once a towering temple in the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan, it wasn't rediscovered until the 1970s. It's one of Latin America's most important archaeological sites, but is also one of the least visited. Many don't realize a significant historical site sits right in the middle of Mexico City. The ruins are extremely accessible, and tourists can walk right up to sections of the old temple that abut the streets. But if you'd like a more holistic view of the area's history, the Templo Mayor Museum has 8 exhibit halls that display the history of the site. Artifacts excavated from the ruins show the power of the Aztecs and their untimely downfall from Spanish colonizers. Number 2. Metropolitan Cathedral, Mexico. Latin America's oldest and largest cathedral is a must-visit for tourists. The towering Gothic-style building welcomes visitors to tour the grounds, including an exterior courtyard, altars, inner nave, and chapels. It also houses Mexican art and architecture from the last 5 centuries of life in Latin America. Its imposing size makes it easily visible all over Mexico City and draws millions of visitors annually. 2 bell towers with 25 bells echo throughout the city whenever they chime. And when you're done craning your neck to look up at the ornate bell towers, don't forget to look down below at the crypt of the archbishops, located beneath the altar of the kings. It's generally closed to visitors, but noteworthy nonetheless. Number 1. Teotihuacan, Mexico. The sprawling grounds at Teotihuacan fit the bill when thinking of ancient ruins. It was once one of the largest and most populated cities in the world, but today, only the pyramids remain. As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it's well preserved and offers a historic playground to explore. Some of the larger pyramids can even be climbed, offering incredible views to those willing to walk the ancient stairmaster. You'll need to be prepared to log steps even if you aren't climbing a pyramid, as Teotihuacan is spread out over several miles. You could rent a bicycle if you prefer to use pedal power. The Temple of the Feathered Serpent has several mass graves around it, and the Avenue of the Dead runs from this temple straight to the Pyramid of the Moon, more than a mile away. Get ready to spend at least half a day here, and if you'd like to spend even more time, consider spending the night in the nearby town. And that's a wrap on Mexico City. Do you agree with our list? Are there other must-see locations that should be featured? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to let us know by tapping the like button. And for more content from us, consider subscribing and enabling notifications, so you're always the first to know when a new video drops. Until next time, happy travels!